I've been in the game for long. Like, nobody sells more drugs than white guys and Chinese guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Straight up. If your neck is not motherfucking Chinese or white, bro, you're not on the top of the food chain. You know what I mean? Like, you're underneath a man that's underneath a man that's underneath a man. But so you can't say it's the drugs, right? I think it's more of the trend. I think it's the music. Like, even when you ever see Turono rappers? That like I follow them on Instagram and shit like that on like whatever their website. Like, yo, bro, every time I screw through the feed, it's like auto-tune tune with some man talking about popping his strap. Okay. Straight, like over and over. But then somebody gets licked down and then it stopped the violence and then a week later it's back to the music. Popping the strap. You know, I'm watching, I'm like, is this what the kids aspire to be? Like, is that the look, right? Is intelligence gone? Because with the death of lyricism comes the death of intelligence, right? Like, Eminem is great because he's a great lyricist. He was respected from a ghetto art form that was based on intelligence. Because to be a good rapper in those days, you had to be intelligent, witty and clever enough to get your point across in a way that people's like, yo, this nigga's dope. Yeah. But then all of a sudden, times changed and it sort of shifted.
And the more dumb you were, almost
but now
became
it's
more popular.
Like the Little Pumps is killing it. And I like some of their music. Like, I could vibe to their tunes, but I'm not going to sit there and get inspired by them. But I'm grown.
No, I feel the same way. Like, I could bump this shit and have a good time when I'm doing the dishes or whatever, but I'm not rating it. Like okay, you guys are saying something. You guys are giving me knowledge.
Now, this brings up my next...
As a DJ, I love this shit because it'll make me fucking
This
money.
brings up a question for me now.
Like, yo, Mike, so you're too. Like, Freddie Fair be doing this thing from time. Is there a young generation of lyricists in Toronto? Because I cannot find it, man.
They're there, but...
Shout out Shaolin.
There's a lot of them, man.
Yeah, shout out my dude Shaolin, man.
I'm on.
Shaolin is dope, too. Like, I tried
Shaolin.
I'm looking for that 18, 19-year-old kid that's just sick. That's like bar heavy, nuts with it. But I
what happened with Pride? Pride was really good. You know what I mean?
I don't know who that is.
D-Pride, man.
D-Pride,
was sick.
Yeah, but
wasn't he like a Saga cat, though?
Yeah.
Saga guys are different. Yo, Brampton and Scarborough, man, Pickering, man, and Ajax, stop claiming the six. You're in the fight. If the TTC doesn't go there, you're
say
not
the 905 can't
right?
Yeah, come on. Can we just agree? If the TTC doesn't go there, you're
not
in Toronto.
Yeah.
Straight the fuck. I know they're trying to build trains that go like north and they get squeegee in Regin, but like if you pass like Steels, like you're out. That's you know what I mean? Like, but like everybody claims Toronto, but I just don't know where the young lyricists are anymore. Like the young lyricists, we need them. We need a movement of young dudes. That's why I'm hoping this Eminem thing. Takes off.
I agree.
Because I was like, bro, like between him and Machine Gun Kelly. Power of white people. That motherfucker's got like 200 million views between the two of them. That's
Eminem
insane.
broke records, YouTube records with that shit.
Like Drake could go keys, do you love me 60,000 times and not get that type of lick. Like,
yo,
bro,
you know what?
They got that lick off quick. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? And that's one thing about Drake. No disrespect to Drake, because
he's a GOAT.
I think
I call that nigga a GOAT because he could beat anybody.
Top 5 greatest entertainers of all time.
Bro, listen to me. He's sick in his pants.
Top 5
album is out.
Entertainers.
All right, at least top 10.
No, man, I'm talking about MC, bro. Like, I write songs. It takes me a while to pen bars.
Pockets are fucking
musical
I was with 40. I was with 40 one
not
day.
Entertainers.
Like, one day I was with 40 at the studio, and then the night,
look
that
at
night Drake came to the studio.
Our generation,
the next morning, 40 called me and goes, "Yo, you got to come listen to this new Drake record." And I'm like, wait, he did a whole new record overnight? Because I listened to the album the day before. He's like, yo, come listen to the new record. And it was like record 8 to 10. Okay. And he did that in a span of like 3 hours. Yeah. Like wrote the whole thing, composed the hook. Like that man is a genius. Like don't let no man diss him. He's where he is because he's really good at it.
I feel you.
And he makes these songs quick. Like I've witnessed it. I've seen, I'm like, yo, I think these records are taking months. Like if you have a ghostwriter, you have to organize so much shit. Nigga. He's going into the studio like 4 a.m., leaving at 7 a.m. and making a fucking hit song.
You know what?
Absolutely.
I understand hip hop from your perspective because you're a You're very technical, right? Yeah. And I used to be that as an MC as well. And so I understand what it is to make a song. It could take you 6 months to write sometimes. Yeah, like I've seen you make posts about it. I'm like, yo, this is like I've been there. Because you want to make sense. You don't want to be Eminem rapping for rap's sake. A bunch of mumbo jumbo. No disrespect. Shadows Tech 9. We've interviewed him twice. Let's get a third one. Yo, but you don't want to just be rapping for rap's sake. You want to be able to put that wordplay in there while conveying a message.
Facts.
And like I have songs like Liar Liar and shit. Like you probably never heard none of this shit, but like I could even send you
we
songs.
Should be able to play some of that shit right now.
We could, but like the point I'm making is it's the fact of being lyrical, but making a cohesive meaning or message like Demon. You know what I mean? Like a lot of shit, even with
Demon Season, I think I over lyrical it. Like, right?
I don't even think you did.
I did the chorus kind of simple, but there's parts of it where I'm like, I'm thinking about gun situation.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I can't provide a solution because I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to say that we have to have a deep conversation. So at the end, I'm like, the conversation is complicated, but to solve any complication, we have to constantly contemplate what's common and the problems we're facing. And in my mind, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, see, like, that's
right? But
fire.
to everybody else, it's like, over their head tops, and it's like,
let's do a shot to that.
See, but you know what?
Yeah, let's do it.
I definitely love that record, man.
Oh, thank you.
I already
bro.
did mine.
Like, you know what, like, Bregin, like, it's like I recorded it, and I'm like, how do you make a record about something and not make it corny?
Right.
Like, honestly, most conscious records come off corny to me. Like, as a conscious guy that believes in God and faith and knows that if you try to better yourself, you
gotta
can.
be.
But it's hard to have that balance, Bregin.
Yeah.
Like, J. Cole does it well.
Yeah.
Like, so, like, and Kendrick does it amazingly. Kendrick is probably the greatest of all time at being conscious but still being cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's very delicate. So I'm going into the record and, like, Stranger plays. I give Stranger the sample. I put it on Facebook. I'm like, yo, somebody should sample this reggae tune.
I know, I downloaded it. After you posted, I was like, I'll see what I can do
Yeah,
with
because
this.
everybody caught the sample, but Stranger hit me back like, boom, like, not maybe 8 hours. He's like, yo, I want to play your beat. He sent it to me, but I go to his house and hear it, and I'm like, and then I'm playing the beat. I start hearing, I start freestyling the chorus. And I go back to my crib with my cousin. I'm like, yo, when you think about this, he starts freestyling. If my cousin starts freestyling, I'm like, oh, the beat's fire. He don't rap. But then I started to write it. And then I'm like, okay, let me do this little hook about blah, blah, blah. You know, they licking off tools, gripping on sticks, picking off food, shots been popping, all this bullshit. I'm like, now I got to rap. Yeah, the 6 is looking hot on the 6 o'clock news. That was the first line that came to my head. Like, the 6 is looking hot on the 6 o'clock news. And MCs, we write backwards. Like, I write backwards, right? I get the punch, and then I sort of...
And then you make it fit.
I make it backwards. A lot of MCs just jump in with the punch. To me, I get the punch. I might even hold it for 12 bars. Because the rhyming words are sort of driving me in the direction. But now I have to start the verse. I'm like, okay, fuck. How do you...
Yo, that's facts right there.
That's facts, right?
That's facts
real,
right
that's
there.
real right.
That's facts, right? Like,
right
you
there.
start with a punch, like, you know? I think, like, the line I had was CP24. You know, that was the first thing. When I started in the verse, I'm like, I see YG popping off.
I'm on CP24 right now.
Nightly, I grieve, I meet my G. I see what we be heading for. They got no time to find no peace. They find that peace and set it off. There's a lot of lines that I say that go over niggas' heads.
Yeah.
But the chorus catches man them. Because my mom, like, I went to my mom's husband's 60th birthday party. And I mean, that nigga don't even get along.
Shout him
you know
out,
what I'm
man.
saying? He's born like 2 days after me, too. I know that. He was born on September 12th. I'm the 8th. But whatever. I go check him out. The first time seeing my family all together, my daughter's there, my granny's there. Bro, I walk into my place, and they know I rap. But they're just talking to me about the song.
Yeah.
Right? My family, they're like, yo, like, this song is amazing. I like the message in it. I'm like, you guys even catch what I'm saying? But they don't catch it. They just catch the chorus and the vibe and they know it's positive. But they don't hear it. That's why I'm like, do you have to be a lyricist? Like, back to the thesis statement of our argument. Like, do you have to be lyrical anymore?
You have to be lyrical. It depends who you're appealing to.
But if you want to appeal to the masses, I don't think you have to.
You don't have to.
But at the end of the day, does any real MC really just want to appeal to the masses, though? Like, as much as, like, even like me in the last, like, year and a half, 2 years, I've been really writing shit that's got more catchiness, more of that aspect to it. That goes back to the point we're kind of discussing before, but where I said it's like, it's hard for an MC like me or you, like, songs where, like, Drake can go in and do, like, 8 to 10 or whatever and just do it in 3 hours and it's done. I make songs like that, and a lot of times, people are like, yo, that's my favorite song of yours I've ever heard. To me, I'm like, this, to me, is one of my worst songs I've ever made.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's the lyrical thing, because you would rather make a song that spent 8 months and you know technically to every degree that shit is on point. That no MC could ever detest it and be like, yo, that's whack. You know what I mean? And you almost would rather appeal to the fucking 10 people in every city of the world who really appreciate what you're trying to get through than to, like, just appeal to the masses.
Yeah, but also, too, my ego came into effect when I was writing the record. Because I feel like this is
That's
like my
what
first record
happens,
back.
you're an
I had to come back and be like, yo, I'll slap up all you
You're
niggas.
an MC.
Like, you
That's
niggas,
what I'm
you guys
saying.
been doing this for the 8 years I've been on the bench. And you niggas haven't evolved a bit. So I had to come and slap up with certain flows. Right? But at the end of the day, was it my ego or the message? And I think that I put my ego in the way of getting my message across. I did it well, but I think I made it too lyrical, man. I think I could have. You know what I'm saying?
If you want regular people to get the message,
you got to dumb it down, right? But I'm trying to also rap for rappers. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I don't think you should mix those two.
it's a
very delicate balance. You know what I mean? Like, being able to do a rap song about something and then also be lyrical enough that it shows people that you know how to rap and get your message across.
That's what I like about the record, though, because it's very lyrical. But you get the message. And people, if they listen to it more than once, they'll
catch things over time.
But see, do you know what makes Jay-Z and Drake two of the best rappers of all time?
I have my own theory, but I'll let you talk.
Well, it's the fact that they are able to separate themselves from being lyrical. They're both MCs.
They're never not lyrical. When is Jay-Z and Drake never not lyrical? Drake bodies
I've heard songs.
guy.
I've heard songs by both of them that are very not lyrical.
Oh, tell me one, please. Give me one. Give me one Drake
record
where he doesn't body, where he's rapping. Tell me, like he kills everything.
No, the fact to even
Drake
be
stands for do right and kill everything.
to be an MC and make a song like Kiki, do you love me?
Yeah,
that proves
genius.
The point I'm making though. For an MC like me or you, it's very hard for us to make a song like that and be confident in putting it out.
Yeah, facts. But remember, he's also
that's what makes Jay-Z and Drake so great is they're able to separate themselves from the fact that they are such great poets and lyricists that they can actually put out a song like that and know the value behind it.
Honestly, like Jay-Z came into the game at 27 years old. We're probably one of the best lyrically written albums of all time. The Reasonable Doubt was insane. Jay-Z has never really slacked. Even on songs like H to the Izzo, I used to hear them records and be like, this is hot garbage. Now I listen back to it, I'm like, oh, fuck, he bodied this.
No, Hove, trust me, Hove isn't like, he's one of my favorite rappers of all time. Like, I rate Drake quite a bit lower than I actually rate Hove. Like, Hove is one of my favorites. I know you love Drake, but...
I love Hove, too. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on,
Hove,
man.
like, to
Friend
me...
of foe, nigga, state your biz. You want to know? There it is. Me, I run the... That was one of the... and these kids don't like nobody coming around here talking about what they do for shit.
You in President, and I like you. You fuck with them big boys?
I gotta bite.
Yo, get so out of my hands. And you making money around here is not in my plans. Yo, hop your ass out of that van. Head back to Kansas. I'm sending niggas back up to Kansas. His chances slimming in that chicken Calvin Klein dances. Let me guess. You said there was money around here?
Yo, we might get hyperplagiarism right now.
Hey, that's what we said earlier. This guy's going on
and the rest of me stopping you from getting it correct.
Sorry
to hear that.
But listen to me. Even that record, right? Look how Jay-Z told the story, right? He told the story, but the cadence of it was very stop and go, very choppy. So it sounded very conversation-like, right? But that was showed how lyrical he was from then. Then he got on, did Hard Knock Life, which knocked him through the roof. But my theory
Hard Knock
Life
Drake is a perfect example of what I'm talking about, though. That's one of the most unlyrical Jay songs of all time.
Ever. That was like the worst Jay song ever.
But it bangs. You still bump that.
Of course. Like I used to
That's what I'm saying. That's the genius in him and Drake is that they're able to separate some, like, Hard Knock Life, but we like it as much as if he was going like it's like this, like, I'm a hop, skip, and a jump from gripping a pump, spitting a couple of cuss words and hitting you chump shit. I get digital love. I'm a motherfucking
No, they
problem.
understand.
Is this what you want? Overachiever. You know what I mean? Same with like Kiki. Are you gonna like that if Drake's going like, now make everybody have to go through security clearance and like going on some shit like that?
I love that shit. Honestly, but what I like about Drake the most, what I like about Drake the most is that he has these pockets,
but they can separate
where he says things that you hear it once
and
you remember it. You know who's also like that too from when I was younger? Adam Bomb. Like Adam Bomb, I can hear his verse once or twice and remember it because I know the pattern and where the words are gonna land. And he just makes it so perfect that it almost fits. But Drake does that on a higher level. Like Drake, you hear his records once, man, and they catch you, and he does that over and over.
Yeah, he does find pockets.
He finds the craziest pockets on that beat and get the words off it. Like you hear it once, it's like, you know when he's like, I remember when I first heard Nonstop. And I heard the beat, I'm like, yo, 40, this is crazy. Then he goes, this is a rolling, not a stop, watch shit, don't ever stop. I was like, bro, that was the simplest line ever. But from I heard it the first time, he played the song again, I was able to sing along with it. Like, it's just, that's the power in his artistry. Like, he knows how to write records.
Exactly. He knows how to write a hit fucking record.
It resonates with you.
Absolutely.
And it's like you remember it. And that's incredibly hard to do. Like, and be lyrical and still be witty and clever and balance that all out. It's like insane.
That shit's a skill.
Like, you could come out and be like, I like big butts and I cannot lie. And people sing along to it.
That's a hit song. But can you replicate that 100 fucking times?
How much hits does Drake have?
My Mount Rushmore is me with 5 different expressions.
A hell of a lot of hits.
Yo, he's like the rapping version of, what's that movie called, man? Where the guy would drive around in an ice truck and kill a bunch of people. and he was like an assassin from the mob. But he bodied so much people.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Man, I forgot the movie, but I watched that. I'm like, that's a metaphor.
The Iceman coming through.
Oh, yo, the Iceman was a real dude, though.
Yeah, real dude. But I'm saying,
yo, there's documentaries on that dude. That dude's killed more people than like anyone in history.
But Drake has killed more songs than anybody in history.
Hey,
he literally bodies everything, and it's even worse when he gets a feature. Like that's what I mean. When he's great, like when he jumps on somebody else's song, he's like. he goes in extra hard and slaps up the ting. You know what I mean? But like, when he's on somebody else's record, his own records, he bodies it. Yeah. But if you go to Drake, I want a feature from Drake, you might as well say, just take my song. Because Drake is going to take the song. Yeah. It's going to be his record. Like, JB Block Boy, you know?
That's his song.
Look Alive, Look Alive. That was his record. So Drake jumped on it. Now it's Drake's record. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but JB did spit a Mr. C bar in there.
Oh, yeah. That fucking whole verse was shit.
I blow you like a flute.
You when you, whatever the fuck he said. Like, blow you like a flute. Like, I was like, oh, man. Like, I don't get past the second chorus.
Yeah.
You know, from Drake's finishes, I'm like, no DJs is running that later than that, bro. Like, niggas don't play that.
Yo, shout out Block Boy. We want to get that.
Yeah, shout out Block Boy. You know what I'm saying? But like,
there you go.
But on some dead ass shit, man.
No jumper.